Hello, Crispin Sanford here with the Film Shoot, pre-season 1, episode 10. So in the 10 stages of filmmaking, this is the last stage. It's not going to be the last episode in our pre-season show though. But you know, this is what I put for it, career management, right? That's the stage, career management. It's the end of the cycle, but the beginning of the next one. And I put here to maximize all forward progress, achievements and momentum from the fulfillment of the previous steps. So we talked a little bit about this in the last stage, in the public events and activities stage. And, but I'm going to address it now more specifically. This is now really where you're considering your career. You're talking to your management, your leadership, and leadership in other companies about projects that you're going to be doing next, about legacy, about the kind of events that you're going to be doing, and the kind of activities you're going to be engaged in, specifically that are positioning you in your career, right? Now, you're doing public events and activities, as we've mentioned. You're doing the various events related to the distribution of your movie, right? But this is a specific and tailored event, right? Now, you want to be associated with certain known filmmakers. Tim Robbins, I've always admired as a filmmaker. He's involved in theatre, so if he was going to be honoured at a festival, then I would want to talk to my management and see if we can arrange for a meeting, a photo opportunity, shaking of hands, a conversation behind the scenes or in front of the camera, with Tim Robbins during that festival, right? But that would be a career move. That would be positioning me with somebody who is tall, sort of an intellectual, makes a wide range of films, is very much a character actor, involved in theatre. These are all concepts that are very important to me and would be well associated with Tim Robbins. So that might be a career moving activity. Also, I would want to perhaps arrange for meetings. Again, some of these things may be a part of public activities and events, which is the prior step, but this is in consideration. These dovetail together, right, to work together. But this is in consideration now of my career. Might take a meeting specifically with, let's bring Tim Robbins into it again, where I have a project that he might respond to that might be connected with his acting company, the Actors Gang. Or there's going to be some element where it's a career advancing move, building relationships that have an association with how my career and the trajectory of my career. Obviously, it's an honor to be involved with someone like this, to have them in a film. Might actually be talking about an independent film and a specific role for Tim, and you're gonna want to have the money already set up for this, before you make this kind of a move, right? But it may just be, a meeting related to the event, the public event you are going to have or have had, but you are specifically going to be discussing certain moves, certain activities that would be related to your career, which you think are an important element to address. Now, you don't want to be rude and take advantage of the professional nature of a part of your relationship, how this person's associating with you and doing a public event. You don't want to ruin the relationship by saying, here's my script, here's my resume, I want to do this, and this. It's not going to be that way at all. That would ruin, that would be a downward move. And it would be the sort of thing that when you're talking with the filmmaker, let's say you do a video at a festival and it's an online thing, and they're happy to do it to get to your audience, or to be associated with being a good filmmaker with a legacy. We kind of talked a little bit about that, but it may be just like they've already expressed some interest in what you're doing and ask you about projects, and you would want to know the project that you would like them for, and you obviously would know their movies, and so you would associate it with the kind of movies they make and the tone of them. You wouldn't want to say it's like that, but you say, it's in the tone of the Shawshank Redemption, in that it's a period piece, and it talks about redemption, and it's this person's long journey to redemption from an injustice, and boom, you're like, yeah, that is kind of like the theme of and related to the Shawshank Redemption. Or you maybe it's sort of it's science fiction, and it's dark. There's a dark nature to it. Kind of like there's some tone of War of the Worlds. But this particular character has become very philosophical and very wise, and has become a leader of an underground movement. Because he's so wizened, and he went through the experience, and he's one of the few that did, and people that are living in a future period after the devastation, after the aliens died in War of the Worlds. But that's kind of the concept, that he's this wizened figure, and Tim might be like, man, that sounds amazing, and he might initiate conversations about being involved in that project. Right? So I need to write that down, because that sounds like a really fun project. Anyway, you get the idea. This is when you're sitting with your management, sitting with your agent. This is when you're specifically meeting with people about new films, next films that are career moves. They talk about tentpole pictures, and they talk about vehicles, right? Like a Tom Cruise vehicle, Mission Impossible 7 and 8. These are movies for Tom Cruise. This is a career trajectory. This is a major franchise in his lexicon of movies, and if when he made Born on the 4th of July, people were like, what, this hot heartthrob, what are you talking about? But that was definitely a choice. He wanted to make a great movie, but when it comes to his career, this has been one of the things that has supported an extremely good actor who's sort of downgraded in the past for being a heartthrob, and somehow that's a bad thing. But no, this is a real good, meaty film, a proud American story. This is, the equivalent of the great American novel. This is one of those great American movies, Born on the 4th of July. So definitely it is an important part of his career. All right, guys, that's it from me for this stage of filmmaking. That's stage 10. We've completed all of the 10 stages. We now have a video that covers all of them. We covered them in pre-season 1 of the film shoot, episode 10. Look forward to seeing you in the next ones. All right, guys, all the best. Looking forward to seeing your films, to hearing about what you're doing, and to the career that you build. All right, guys, bye now.